welcome to Psalmic Saturday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Shirley, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you so much, Dre, and thank you to everybody for joining us today. I hope you're having a great day, and that it's going to get even greater. And if you're not having a great day, let's turn that around with a nice psalm spell. Magic, magic, magic. All right, we are going to have a premiere after this stream at 11 a.m. Pacific time in just over 40 minutes from now. Excuse me. And so I hope you can join us there. If you're on YouTube, you can just stay on YouTube. And if you're over on Twitch, you can join us on YouTube. Let's see, we have our Witches Primer that we are doing every Thursday, and we just have 3 more classes there. And so anybody that likes the Thrilling Thursday classes where we kind of get into the theory behind things and we do full courses and things like that, maybe start to give a thought to what you want next after a Witches Primer. We can go into the intermediate course, which is called Witchcraft Beyond the Basics. We could start the Kabbalah course, which we haven't really done. We've sort of done a little bit of Kabbalah, but the actual course. We could do expand on basic angel magic and do another 6 weeks on that. There's all kinds of stuff we could do next. So maybe give a thought. I will put up a poll over the next couple of few days also, just to see where everybody is. We do have a website, arielscorner.com, and that's where you can find all of our free courses, all of our free booklets, and all of the free stuff that we have. And I hope that you avail yourself to everything there. Included on that website is our Witches Psalter. And today we are going to be working on Psalm number 127. So if you feel like following along with me and you don't have your own book of Psalms, you can just go onto our Witches Psalter on arielscorner.com and click on Psalm 127 so you can follow along if you feel like doing that. We have a Discord server, and we've got a private Facebook group. So when you're on our website, arielscorner.com, if you go down to the footer of any page, you can see all of our social media links. And 2 of those links are for those, the Facebook group and the Discord server. So if you want to be part of our community, online community, if you want to get support or ask questions or give support or answer questions, that's the place to do it. And we'd love to have you there. And let's see, we have chat threads open on both of the streams today. And if you have any questions for me personally, you can always put them right in there. It's always a good idea to put my name first so that we don't miss it. And it's not a long psalm, so I should be able to answer any questions that come up today before our premiere. So thanks so much for being here. Let's get started. Today we are working Psalm 127. Psalm 127 is traditionally used to restore a child's health, to overcome rivalry, and to protect a newborn. Psalm 127 is also really good if you're trying to start a family, if you're trying to conceive, to have a baby, all of those kinds of things. Today I want to use Psalm 127 to either start a new business or to become better at your work, whatever your work in the world is, to really be successful at your work. Psalm 127 is also one of the Ascension Psalms. So if you're working an Ascension Psalm, if you're working for an operation of Ascension using the Ascension Psalms as your primary tool, this is going to give you another little sort of dial you into that ascension process from a different perspective. All of these psalms in the Ascension Psalms collection are rather brief, but boy, they sure do have a lot in them. So let's get going. The way we work psalm magic is very simple and effective. We take the psalm that we're working and we speak it out loud all the way through as a recitation or an incantation. And then after we've finished that incantation, we go back through the psalm and we consider the verses one at a time. And we dig for those magic seeds, which are the occult meanings behind the words. So sometimes they're very obvious and sometimes it's not so obvious and you really have to do some digging and reconsidering. But it's through this labor that we conduct. It's through this labor, this toil in the soil of our minds, that we're really planting those magic seeds deeply in there, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and then they bear fruit after their kind. And that's exactly what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm 127. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. The starting of this is, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. So we are orienting today this psalm toward a business or work, career, job, something like that. So the house that we're talking about building is whatever that is. So if you have if you're starting an online business or something, that's your house. Except the Lord build the house, you labor in vain that build it. So who's the Lord? The Lord is that one force, that one source, that one substance in all the universe. It's not a personality. It's not an anthropomorphic deity. It is the force behind all that is. And you can think about all the different qualities of God. You can think about all the different qualities of the Spirit to get an idea. We go through those a lot, but we can just quickly go through them. Life, soul, spirit, intelligence, truth, love, law, presence. Those are names of God. Those are qualities of the divine. So those qualities are the Lord. And the Lord, even though it's from a patriarchal kind of language and system, it harkens back to something much older. And that's a pre-gender identity. It's before male and female. So this is the infinite itself. So except that the infinite power build your business or build your work or do whatever your project is, your labor is in vain. So being a workaholic isn't going to help you, isn't going to make you successful. It may seem to temporarily in time, but you won't have the spiritual substance that lies under it that makes it successful on all levels. Because why do you want this thing? What do you want to build? Why do you want this job? Why do you want this business? Why do you want whatever it is that you're trying to build? It's so that you can be happy. It's so that you can contribute something to the world. It's so that you can have your needs met. It's so that you can have prosperity. All of those good things. And all of those things are things that infinite intelligence wants for you. So why wouldn't you allow infinite intelligence to build it? Why would you want to be autonomous from the infinite and say, I'm doing this myself and I'm just going to labor and labor and labor and work myself into the grave? Why would you want to do that when infinite intelligence already wants what you want for you? So this is a reminder that the infinite will build it for you. And it doesn't really build it for you, it builds it with you. It's a co-creation. It's not like you're just going to sit around and eat bonbons and let God do it. It's that you and infinite intelligence are teaming up for something wonderful. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. So the city is in the Ascension Psalms, the city is talking about the house of God. And in this sense, if your business isn't within the house of God, then it's not a real business. Right? If it's not part of God's will, then it really doesn't have any power. So you want the Lord to keep the city, and you want your business to be within that, and therefore you don't need to protect it. It is protected because it's saying the watchman waketh but in vain. You know how that is when you've worked really hard on something and all you do is try to protect it and protect it and protect it, and you can't even enjoy it because you're always so worried about it. You don't need to worry about it when the infinite builds it with you because it's always protected. There's nothing that can harm it. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows. Vain. It's vain. Now, when you do something in vain, it has a double meaning. On one hand, it means that it's pointless. But on the second hand, the reason it's pointless is because it's arrogant. It's vanity to do that. It's vanity to think that working by the sweat of your brow alone and being a workaholic so that you can build this thing is going to make you successful. That's like building the Tower of Babel, right? If we work hard enough, we can be bigger than God. If we work hard enough, I can do it all by myself. It's got to be me, 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 me. And that's vanity. And it also makes you very unhappy because all you are is tired all the time. All you do is work, 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 and there's no reward because it's all for you. But if the infinite is building it with you, you don't need to work like that. And when you appear to work like that from the outside, when people that don't know what's going on, they look at you, they think, whoa, boy, all they do is work. But when you're doing it with the infinite, it's not work at all. It's so much fun. It's the only thing you want to do. And it's so much fun. And you love it so much. And there is no rising up early and sitting up late and eating the bread of sorrows. There is none of that toil on that level. It may appear that way to somebody that doesn't understand, but it's not that way at all. Because all you are is refreshed and rejuvenated and rested and happy and enthused because of what you're doing. And it says, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. That means that not only during your waking hours when you're working, but while you're sleeping, infinite intelligence is working. Infinite intelligence doesn't need to rest, but you do. Infinite intelligence doesn't need to go in cycles, but you do. And so when you and the infinite are working together on whatever this is, you can go to sleep. You can take breaks. You can enjoy your life, and it still is working for you. It's all working. It's like there's this infinite intelligence gives you this sort of autopilot experience so that you don't feel bad when you take time off. You don't feel bad when you go to sleep at night. You don't feel bad when you take things easily and slowly and gently and you take care of yourself. You don't work yourself to the bone, but you're still much more successful at whatever you're doing than if you were working yourself to the bone. And it's funny because on one hand, people that notice you while you're doing all of this may misinterpret and say, wow, all they do is work, when they don't realize that you're not working at all. It's just easy and fun. And on the other hand, some people might notice you not doing so much and might get very upset and jealous. How come you get all of this success and you don't even seem to work that hard, right? I had that happen to me. Well, it wasn't quite that, but it was similar. We had that economic downturn back in the early 2000s, and so many people were suffering. And I had a client come in and they said, how are you doing? And I was like, I said, I am so busy. I am so busy. I've got more work than I can handle. So, I'm very grateful for that. I was doing really well. And he got so mad. He said, how is that even possible? Everybody else is suffering. How come you're not suffering? Of all people, you should be suffering the most. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But infinite intelligence and I were building this together. That's the only thing I could think of to myself. But that wasn't, that's his problem. Okay, so lo, children are an heritage of the Lord. So this passage here, for us, when we're talking about this, that is our children. Our children is what we're creating. The different aspects of this business or this project or this work, this painting, whatever it is that you're working on, that you're bringing to this psalm, that's your children. All aspects of this thing are your children. And the fruit of the womb is his reward. So the fruit of the womb is the goddess, and she's giving birth to all of this wonderful success of yours, all of these wonderful, whatever these creations are. Those are your children. And it says, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. So it's equating these children of yours as arrows. This was a warring culture, right? So if you have a full quiver of arrows, you are ready. You are ready for whatever you need. And so this is a very unusual for us, but very positive reinforcement for this old culture, that all of those children, all of those manifestations, all of these projects, all of these wonderful things that you're building are like arrows, quivers of arrows. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. So it's telling you that happiness is your goal, and happiness is the infinite's goal for you, because you have your quiver full of these arrows. In other words, you have all of the success you desire through this thing. Your success is assured. There's no question that, since at the onset it started with, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. So since the Lord is building this with you, whatever this is, your quiver is full of those arrows, and happiness is a given. Happiness is a given. And it's also reminding you not to wait to be happy like the workaholic would do. The workaholic always puts happiness on the back burner and works and works and works and works and works, and then they die from exhaustion before they ever get to enjoy it. It's telling you, don't do that. Start with happiness now. Have joy and happiness in the midst of the process itself. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. So who are the enemies in the gate? Every doubt in your mind, every person that doesn't think that you'll ever make it, every person that ever told you that you'll never make it, every part of your mind that thinks it's stupid for you to try whatever this is, or that you shouldn't even build like that, you should go and get a real job or whatever. Those are the enemies in the gate. And your quivers are full of arrows, which are the infinite's will for your success. So you don't need to be ashamed. You don't need to feel bad about wanting this thing. You can talk to all of those thoughts, all of those doubts. You can talk to all of those people that tell you, oh no, this is a bad idea. You can speak with them with authority because you know that your success is assured. You don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about the enemies at the gate. All you have to do is remind yourself that your success is assured because infinite intelligence and you are building it together. And the infinite wants you to be successful, wants you to be happy. And the thing that you're doing, whatever this is that's important to you, since it's so important to you, that means that the infinite put that desire there to begin with so that you could be happy, that you could do the thing that you want to do. Think in terms of what your soul is. It's such a unique expression of the divine. It's such a unique expression that nobody's like you. And if you're really shining like yourself, whatever your desires are in regards to work and projects and careers and jobs and all of those things, whatever you're bringing to this psalm, those are there for you to enjoy. They're there for you to shine forth. They're your gift to the world. And your success is absolutely assured because you and the infinite are building it together. And so your happiness is the infinite's primary objective in all of this. And all of those different parts of the project, all of those different areas, which are these arrows, are there as a gift to you from the infinite. And so you don't have to worry about all of those doubts in your mind. You don't have to worry about the doubting people or the statistics or the economy or anything else. You don't have to worry about what anybody around you is doing or saying. Your success is assured, and that's all there is to it. So you can speak with those enemies at the gate because you don't have anything to fear. They can't get in. They can't harm you because you and the infinite are together with it on this. You and the infinite are working together on this. And your success is the infinite's priority. And since it's the infinite's priority, all you have to do is accept it. You do your part, and the infinite will never fail to do its part. So you just keep coming back to the psalm again and again until you get that sense of certainty and peace that your goal or your objective is being taken care of. You'll get a sense that it's set or that it's taken. And you'll get that understanding and that peace that it's a certainty, and then you don't have to work on it anymore, and you can move on to something else. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Until next time, blessed be. Okay, it does not look like we have any questions, so we will end our stream, and in about 19 minutes, we will have a premiere on the main YouTube channel, Ariel Gatoga, and I hope that you can join us for that. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Shirley and the lovely Dre, and we will see you all very soon. Blessed be.